gosh. Hello. Let me just copy this link and put it in that other chat that it was supposed to be in. But it's not letting me go there. All right. So that link is up. I am here. Hi, guys. Good to hang out with you. I got my little puppy here. She's hiding in the shadows. Let's see. I should start off probably just saying, hi guys, it's Elena, and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my live stream. And hopefully all of you are having a wonderful Tuesday. And hello, Grimo. Hello, Lexi. Hello, Jessie. Hello, Effie. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Colleen. And hello, Betty Boop. You guys are awesome for coming and hanging out. Hopefully everybody can hear me, right? Yes, sound off. 1, 2. I don't know, the little green bar thingy is like moving, and I think everybody's there. Okay, perfect. Hi, Jillian. I don't know, I'm going to be fiddling around with this to get a better angle. My hair is not cooperating today, so you get to see the glory of what my bangs are when they're not, I don't know, whatever they are. Anyways, I put out a little poll in regards to question. There was one question that was on the YouTube thing, but I got a couple more through Instagram, so I'm going to go through these. But without further ado, all right, this one needs to go. Let's maybe that's a little bit better. A little bit better. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Mars. Oh, it's so good to have all of you guys in my little chat. I don't know. My Tuesday was fairly busy, but pretty good. And hopefully everybody's Tuesday was good. How was your Tuesday? Hopefully you guys had a good day, had a good weekend. I was planning on doing a live stream last month, but things got, I don't know what things got, and I completely forgot to do it. Hi, Kitty. Do you want to come say hi too? Oh my goodness. We have the whole family here. This is Lila. I have Lila here, and then there's Solstice there. So we got everybody. My husband's not home, so I'm sorry to hear a rough day at work. Ooh, burn spots from... I deep cleaned my microwave today. I'm pretty darn proud of myself, pretty accomplished. It was not fun, but I did it. I got these really like awesome purple gloves that go like down to here about for like washing dishes and stuff. So the dealing with all the texture is a little bit better now. Hi. Oh, hi. All right, I have to end the chat early. I'm sorry, Kitty requires cuddles. I'm kidding. Well, Peggy, hopefully whatever you cooked came out delicious. I wish I could show you her face. Anyways, my phone is currently on the floor and I have a cat in my arms, so I can't grab it to look at the Instagram questions. And I'm going to answer the YouTube question that was on there, and it was, what is my favorite herb and what is my favorite way to work with it? I don't exactly have a particular, it's not an herb, lilacs. I love working with lilacs in their raw flower form, in their dried form. I have a couple lilac bushes in my front yard, and whenever they bloom, I just wait until they start wilting a little bit, and then I pretty much just take them all and dry them. I made lilac honey, and anyways, lilac is good for creativity, for obtaining wisdom, for helping with spirituality. It smells amazing. The purple lilacs are my absolute favorite, and they're the prettiest color in the world. You are furry. The prettiest color in the world. I also like to work with cedar and with oak. Those I have abundant... Is this it? it so she decided this is it. Anyways, with oh god, your fur, honey. What was I saying? Cedar and oak, which is abundant in my backyard, and I just absolutely love the way they smell when I burn them on charcoal, and they have a very good purifying and cleansing kind of energy about them. Let's see, what other? Rosemary is also really good. I like working with a lot of herbs pertaining to wisdom and opening up your spirituality. So there's quite a few herbs that do that, but I don't know. Whatever I have in abundance, I like to work with it. So getting these boxes in, and some of them have like more unique herbs than what I can easily obtain. Those are always fun to explore. All right, there's been a ton of messages. Let me go through a couple. Yes, Roman's actually gone for the whole darn week, and I've been left all alone, and I'm sad. So now I was talking with him on the phone earlier, and I'm just like, I'm doing a live stream, and I'm like pretty much inviting friends over that I don't have to clean the house for. Let's see, lilacs smell wonderful. Yes, they do. Evening, lovelies, older baby witch, starting up for the ability to get to know oneself better. Any ideas on where to begin? By asking questions to anybody who practices. I think that's a good way to start. Asking questions to Google. There's been a lot more common like forums and groups and chats and those types of things. So trying to find the answers to your questions. That's kind of how I started, that sort of thing. Basics, sorry to say it, meditation, but it doesn't have to be that kind of meditation where you were just sitting still and just trying to make your mind blank. Just actively being mindful of what's going on within you, within your mind, within your environment. That's also a type of meditation that you can start with. Can I make some handmade soap for you with lilac fragrance or oil? We'll make it. Anything lilac, yes, please. Although I don't want you to spend the time if you have other things, because I know time is precious, but you're more than welcome to. Although I would much rather you spend times more progressing yourself versus than making something for me. I mean, I really appreciate that. Let's see, this is off topic, but you're very pretty. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure you are a gorgeous, beautiful being as well. All of you are. Hello, Sarah. Is this just starting? Yes, it is. Not that much. We talked about my favorite herb, which is kind of lilacs, but kind of other things. I'm sorry, but may you please? Thank you. Let's see. Cedar, wood, and oak too. Yeah, I love the way they smell. And I have this. It's over there, but also what's over there is a little bit of a mess because I'm in the middle of 5,000 things at once. And this huge drying rack, it's kind of like all mesh, and it's like about this big, and it's just mesh and black, and it like hangs from the door. Maybe I'll just show it to you. Don't mind the mess. So I have this drying rack that I hang in the middle of the doorway right there. And it's like a perfect spot when I'm doing the herbs because light hits from like pretty much all three sides. And because it's in a doorway, it gets really good airflow. So the things dry out in it perfectly. And then drying out cedar, oak, or any other plants and herbs and stuff that I have just makes the whole house smell amazing. And I just love it. Let's see what else. Our neighbor trimmed our lilac tree to a stump. I would cry too. Oh man, that's sad. There's a little funny story in regards to kind of a neighbor. It's a little bit of a ways down. It's not exactly her direct property. It's very close to to the street. And according to Holyoke Town law, the first 3 feet in, if there's no sidewalk, is still city property. And that's where the lilac trees were. And I don't go ripping off lilac branches or trees from something that's not in my own backyard. I was taking my dog out for a walk, and they were so beautiful and luscious, and I stepped on that little grass area that's still part of city property to smell the lilacs. The lady came flying out of her house, bewildered, screaming at me, telling me to like take my dog off of her property, and I'm just like, okay, bye. Like, it was obscene, and it wasn't exactly her property. It was like the street area thing, if you guys know what I mean. Anyways, I was just trying to smell some lilacs. Okay, enough talk about lilacs. What other things are you guys saying? Upstairs had their 4 grandbabies over, and my poor little dog gets so clingy and full of anxiety when they visit. Ooh, I'm sorry. I would get anxiety too. Shadow work is essential. Oh my gosh. Yes, shadow work is absolutely essential. Shadow work on your own is great and fantastic, but what sometimes people have a little bit of a misconnect that shadow work could also be worked on with a therapist or a psychologist or someone who is like licensed in that psychological field. That is also a form of shadow work. So that just putting it out there as well. That's a little tidbit that there's some controversy that I see on like TikTok videos and stuff like that you just have to do it by yourself. You don't exactly have to do it for yourself. You can also ask for help, and asking for help is very much okay. Let's see. Let's see. Virtual friends are best. Yes. I mean, I don't have to clean the kitchen. I forgot to make myself tea. Anyways. What's shadow work? So shadow work, let me grab my phone to look at other questions. Shadow work is not a scary topic, but it's a very difficult topic, and it's learning things of yourself, the darker things of yourself that a lot of people don't really want to address. For example, maybe this is like a very broad example, and a lot of it ties in with psychology as well, and trauma and past traumas and past histories and your past life, all of that type of stuff. So shadow work, for instance, you are experiencing anxiety. And again, this is broad. This is very, very broad topic. This is, let's say I'm experiencing anxiety. And doing shadow work is kind of trying to find the root reason as to why you are experiencing that type of anxiety. Is it something that's happening right now currently in your life that you are reacting to? Or is it something that has happened before and something brought up memories that you don't exactly have a full connection with just yet? So shadow work is working through your past thoughts, your past emotions, and things that you aren't actively thinking about right now that could be causing you anxiety, distress, or just overall blockages in spiritual growth. Hopefully that makes sense. Which is why I tied it into also working alongside with like a therapist or psychologist. I think I'm not sure if they're the same thing or not. Sometimes the terminology doesn't come out that great, but I hope I explained that. Let's see. Hello, Mary Ann. I've tried to do shadow work and had the intent to for a while, but I haven't had the motivation to. Is it okay to at first take it extremely slow? Absolutely. And honestly, it's very common not to have motivation to do it at all because some parts of it hurt to access. a lot of those parts are very difficult to remember, to go through, to re-experience again. And you absolutely should take it as slow as you need to go. Don't think of it as like a milestone you have to achieve. Like, I have to do this shadow work. I have to follow these prompts if you're following certain prompts, or I have to do this at a certain timetable. And that's absolutely not the case. You need to go at your own pace, what you feel comfortable with. And if it's giving you more stress than benefit, take a breather, take a pause, put it aside, come back to it after maybe like a day, 2 days, or a week, that type of thing, until you are mentally ready to take on all those things. I have a bright light by the what window? There's no window behind me. That is a light. But it is almost 10 p.m. here. I am in Massachusetts. I'm not witchy at all, but very interested to understand how everything works. I am interested what intentions are. Okay. I am a pagan practitioner. I have been studying and practicing magic for, my birthday was a couple days ago, so over 15 years now. Wow, that number is insane. But I'm also in college, and I'm a pre-med and I'm a pre-med and psych double major. So I love to connect psychology and science and explanation of things that are happening now alongside with pagan practice and magic and what we understand as magic. There's a couple times that I've mentioned in previous videos that magic is just a science we haven't explained yet, which has pretty much been the basis of my thing. What intentions are depends on how you want to perceive it, because magically it is you putting out your energy into the world, wanting something to happen. So you are trying to change, not exactly change, but more so manipulate the energies around you to benefit you of what you're trying to do, which is why correspondences are an important portion of ingredients, because certain correspondences have their own energies. For example, you are trying to do self-love. Self-love, first of all, you need yourself. In order to work alongside with self-love, you need to understand your own kind of self. But to help you work with that, you can use correspondences such as rose petals, rose quartz, pink candles. All of those have a vibration that corresponds alongside with self-love to help align those intentions, spells, workings properly. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, thank you for the birthday wishes. I am in Massachusetts. Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are lamps. For some reason, only one is on. Oh, that other one that is not turned on, this one right here, is the one that my past raccoon toppled over and destroyed. So I haven't had a chance to. Do you see the rips up at the top? Anyways, that is the replacement lamp. Moving on to other things that you guys have said. Oh, thank you for the academic wishes. With my degree, what do I want my job career to be? Oh, so I went into college really wanting to be an oral surgeon. I've been in the dental field for over 10 years. I started off with doing front desk work, and now I'm a dental assistant. And I took the medical pursuit to become an oral surgeon, and that's kind of been my goal. But now, as I'm studying psychology more and being able to connect it with my spiritual practice and being able to like study different religions and how different religions impact our psychology and that sort of thing, I don't know if I want to stay with becoming an oral surgeon. We shall see. I'm actually doing a paper for my world religions class that connects the origin stories of a couple religions to, oh gosh, how do I put it? It connects creation stories from multiple religions as to why they are so similar, and it's how it's more ingrained in our DNA and just the nature of humans, and how nature itself impacts our visions with religion. Anyways, moving on. I still have to write the paper, but I am working on it. Let's see. My pronouns is she, her. Let's see. Once the paper comes out, I will post that on my little blog thing. Let's see. Followed up on the raccoon. I did post most of the story on a previous video, but long story short, there has been a serious situation with that, and the raccoon is no longer with us. The video is called Where I've Been, and I posted it a couple while back. I don't really want to get into it, but pretty much the lady that said she was a wildlife rehabilitator was not a wildlife rehabilitator. And we had the State Department involved and police involved and the state epidemiologist involved. I'm going to leave it at that. So not good things happened with it. I don't really want to dwell on it right now. We're talking about happy things. We are Scorpio friends. Oh, happy early birthday to you. I do study astrology. Currently right now, my interests are a little bit in crystals. So my astrology in-depth studies are a little bit... Why are you kicking me? She fell asleep and is running in place. Well, now I just feel abandoned. Yes, I do study astrology, but not as in-depth as I want to at the moment. Thank you for loving my videos and watching. Let's see what else. It's not exactly a blog. It's the Witchy classroom that I have, which I will post it there. So I kind of use it like a blog, a little bit of both. Let's see. Ooh, Hellenistic astrology. All right, one moment as I copy and paste that into my notes so I can look into that later. Where's Google? So I'm gonna pop that in there, and ooh, there are books on it. Don't add more things to my to-read list. It's growing faster than I'm able to read. Let's see. What are my favorite crystals? Carnelian, amethyst, obsidian, clear quartz. Clear quartz is my absolute favorite. Ooh, where'd it go? One moment. I actually just purchased a new set. It didn't come in this box. This box is separate, but a couple new sets of quartz crystals that are, what are they called? Sacred geometry. And there are 7 of them to go alongside with the chakras. So currently, these are the ones that I am working with, if you guys can see. And they're just super cool. I got them in quartz for raising the vibration, and I got the same set in obsidian for helping with grounding. I need a better box for them. They've been rattling around. That type of thing. Ooh. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. The dog went for it. Anyways. So quartz is number 1, carnelian is number 2. I would say obsidian is number 3. Amethyst. There's another one. Petrified wood. Petrified wood. I love working with petrified wood. Another one of my favorites actually has been more of like an interest to get into is Moldavite. And I know Moldavite went through like this whole entire hype a couple months back. I've had a piece for almost 2 years. Then I obtained another smaller piece for a little while, and I'm actually getting Moldavite earrings in the mail at some point. But I've had them for a while, but I haven't been interested in interacting with it for too much. But as of like maybe about a month ago, I've been like really pulled to start working with that crystal. So I will start working with it. I don't know much about it. I know it's a very intense transformational stone, and a lot of the readings that I've done about a month ago were telling me that I'm going to be going through like a big transformation of some sort. So we shall see. Which ties into a question I've had is if I charge all of my crystals at once, because I have a large crystal collection. And the answer to that is no, absolutely not. My crystals tend to live in their pretty boxes, taken care of carefully, but I do not take them all out at once to charge. I feel like it would be an extremely overwhelming spiritual muddle of things if I just took out my over 200 pieces of crystal to charge it all at the same time. So the answer to that is no, and I don't work with all of them at the same time either. I pick and choose certain crystals that work well together and kind of work it off of that, if that makes sense. All right, there's a couple of things people are saying. Oh, malachite and aventurine are also really good crystals too. Raw azurite malachite. Is it like the ones that are like sparkly greens and blues? Those are really pretty. These crystals, I got them from Amazon. I will pin the links down below. I'll add them also to my little Amazon thing. So I got both of them off Amazon. I know a lot of people have ifs and buts and stuff when it comes to purchasing crystals off of Amazon, which I completely understand. I have a gem tester, so I'm able to test and make sure that it is the proper crystal that they sold me, which gives me a little bit more confidence. And clear quartz and obsidian is a very, very common stone, so I don't see why. I think it would be less likely for them to fake it, if that makes sense. But these are okay. Although obsidian you can't exactly test since it's glass. But again, it's a very, very common stone, so it's unlikely that it's altered or faked. Post the link for them. I could probably look for it now if you don't mind me taking a little pause. Let's see. So here is the link for the clear crystal ones, and they come in such a cute box, but because I bought 2 sets. Oh, where did my tab go? I have like 15 tabs open, so I apologize. This is for the clear quartz, and this is for the obsidian. I'll also post them in the description of the chat towards the end. You don't need to buy them. Like it's this is not an advertisement. I'm just showing the most recent like things that I'm currently working with. Let's see what else. My crystals are so beautiful. Well, these are just shaped and okay-ish crystals, I suppose. I like that they're the sacred geometry, but I have, well, currently not here because I compiled all of my quartz into like one spot for a previous thing. But I saw something in regards to houseplant. Very sparkly blues and greens. Ooh. You see, I like doing live chats on like Zoom or on the Google Forms when I get to see your beautiful faces. If you guys want to share your beautiful faces, and that way we were able. The last time I did it was a while back. We had a couple people and they were like showing books and just talking about things. It's much more fun than me just reading the stuff here. Sherry, you said crystals and did why. So I'm not sure if you have a full sentence for it or if I'm not sure. A link for petrified wood. So the petrified wood that I purchased was from the silversmith village in Salem. I know that the silversmith, the village silversmith. Wow, okay. Words are hard. Village Silversmith in Salem is where I purchased my first piece of petrified wood, where it was a reasonable price. Petrified wood is a dense and very heavy crystal. It's not exactly a rare crystal, but it is a less common crystal. So prices of them online, the ones that I've seen, have been a little bit ridiculous. Honestly, I would suggest finding a local metaphysical shop. That way it will be like included in like a shipping charge type of thing. Another place that I got my other pieces of petrified wood was, what are they called? The Crystal Council. Crystal Council, in one of their subscription boxes, I received a piece. And on occasion, they have an Instagram thing called Crystal Misfits. I think that's what it's called. Let me double check. Where they post crystals at a very discounted price that have chips or imperfections or things like that. And I like getting my crystals from there because they're still a wonderful energy to work with. And who cares if the tower isn't exactly as perfectly pointy as it once was. So I like getting discounted things. I don't know. Hi, Kayla. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jessie, for the birthday present. What else? Where did I find the gem tester? Amazon? Yep. The one that I have is on the pricey side. So it is not a diamond tester. It is a heat tester by Presidium. I'll post the link to that too if you guys are interested in it. But there's a difference between like a diamond tester where it's just a little pen and it tests the hardness of it. But this tests the heatness for it. Here's the link for that. Since my Amazon is open anyways. Let's see. What else? What crystal books do you use the most? The Crystal Bible. Oh gosh. She has three sets of it, 3 versions of it. Let me look up the name for it. I just love the information for that. The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. And she has 3 sets of these books, or like 3 versions, not 3 versions. Gosh, what do I call it? Like 3 editions? Here, I'm going to start labeling what these links are for. Crystal book. Hall. There's that. Those were my first crystal books, and I love working with them. They're super easy to kind of. I love that she has pictures on every single. Let me go grab a book. I will show you. I'll be back. Just one moment. They live very close by all my crystals. So these are the crystal books. I would highly recommend these for beginners. As you can see, there's tabs and stuff. I refuse to write inside my books. And this is what I mean by the imagery. So it's really, really quick and simple to kind of look them over and to find them. They're all alphabetized. It talks about color, appearance, rarity, source, that type of thing, healing properties of it, positions for the body, specific colors, attributes, all that stuff. So I really, really like her books. They're very, very, yeah, very good. Let's see, what else? Not to bring up negative things, but I sent a text to say a few people in my life had died. I'm very sorry to hear that. I believe pre-night helps with overcoming loss. Rose quartz helps, and you can always pair those crystals alongside with a clear quartz to help amplify that. I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. Okay. Have I opened the November Lunarly box? The plant is so cute. No. I have not. I peeked through the box. I know what the plant is. I've seen tons of spoilers. The plant is doing okay, but I have not had a chance, and I'm finishing filming my thrift flip video. So right now, the desk that I film on is absolute mayhem. Mayhem to the top. And there's no way that I'm going to pick all of that up so I can record a video and then put everything back. And I could record in like a spot like this, but the lighting's not that great. I don't have a table to make it easier to like show people off. So I'm going to water it through the little hole. I mean, it's a succulent, so it should be fine for another day or so. But I have not unboxed it. I haven't unboxed a lot of things, unfortunately. Let's see. Hi, Celestial Sisters. Oh boy. Oh, why did that skip around? Where did it go? Oh no. Let's see. I will have the Azurite up on. Ooh, I'd like to see that. Found really cool petrified wood bookends at Home Goods for Ow. I love Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Burlington. There's another one. Marshalls. So those are clothing kind of overstock type of stores, but they also have home decor and they also have random bits and pieces. My TJ Maxx right now near my town has crystal books, astrology books, crystal pieces. It has incense and herbs because there was this boom in the popularity of being a witch, and now it's subsided, so it's no longer a cool thing, and it's at a very discounted price. And I got a tarot card set from it that I'm really excited because it was a tarot card moonology. I don't know if you guys heard it, know it. A couple of you guys requested for me to do a moonology oracle card. It's an oracle card, not a tarot card review, and I recorded it. It's going to be posted on Tuesday, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday. But I got it at TJ Maxx, and I have found crystals there and bookends. I also have like agate bookends. So look around at thrift stores. Thrift stores also have some really cool things. It takes a while to find something. You're not going to go in there and like find, a miraculous thing, but take a peek around, see things, because I love thrifty things and I like things on sale. And if I don't have to pay full price for it, I don't want to. So that's awesome that you found it. Look up Stibnite. It matches my energy. Ooh, I have not heard of that crystal. Let me see. I will just take a quick peek of it. Oh, it is pretty. I do not have this in my... Oh, that is a very pretty crystal. I will definitely look more into that. Thank you. It say matches my energy. I hope in a good way. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Petrified wood out of a river for free. Yes, that too. finding quartz pieces at like even those like rock driveway type of stuff, you could still find some very interesting crystals in there. That are kind of hidden amongst some of the rocks. But going to the beach, it's easy to find like lava rock. Some places, not all places, find lava rock. But even working with seashells, those are still crystals. Those still have magical properties. Whatever you can find out in nature and forage on your own is going to be much more connected with your own energy and much more easier to work with than something that you went and directly bought with. Not saying that going out and buying something is bad, but when you find something or that something finds you, your sort of connection with the energies are a little bit better, if that makes sense. Okay. I say if that makes sense in case anybody else has questions or if I'm not explaining it clearly, but I don't know. Let's see. How many subscription boxes do you have each month? More than I care to admit. In my defense, I'm actually going to address this a little bit. I have the Witch's Moon, which I get all 3 of their subscription boxes. I get Lunarly, but I've had Lunarly for such a long time. I currently reached out to Lunarly to see if I could become an affiliate with Lunarly. I have been doing Lunarly unboxings for over 2 years now, and they've been the longest subscription that I've ever had. I've reached out to them before a couple times to become an affiliate with them. They have denied me. If they deny me one more time, I will stop doing Lunarly boxes because I have other subscription people that want to work with me. Why would I keep promoting somebody that keeps denying me? Anyways, so Witch's Moon, Lunarly, Tamed Wild, but I canceled it. Tamed Wild, I will finish up this year, and that will be the end for it. I also have Your Creative Studio, which is like a sticker stationery type of subscription box. I used to have Horty, which is a plant subscription box, but I canceled that one as well. Oh, and I also get Heart and Honey, but I don't do videos on Heart and Honey because it is an adult subscription. And since I ended up seeing in my analytics that the age gap between, it used to be more adults, and now I'm seeing more like teenagers and stuff like that on my channel. So I'm going to refrain from showing adult toy subscription boxes. Anyways, moving on. And I still get Sticky Club, but I don't do videos on Sticky Club because it takes more time than it gets viewers and that type of stuff. And I just like incorporating and using the stickers. So the YouTube showing videos, I have Your Creative Studio, The Witch's Moon, all 3 of them, Tamed Wild for the rest of this year. Lunarly, again, it depends if I will continue with that or not. Oh, the Crystal Council. I do really like, and I do really enjoy doing the Crystal Council. And I think that might be it. I really cut out some of the subscription boxes that I get or that I use, or at least I dwindled down, just so I can start focusing my energies more on other things. I don't want my channel to just be an unboxing channel, as much fun as that is. And there was a question on the Instagram is, what do I do with all of the stuff in my subscription boxes? And I think somebody else commented on a previous unboxing videos, kind of like being negative towards what are the things I do. Like I have too much stuff, that sort of thing. So the reason why I got into doing pagan-based subscription boxes was I was not allowed to have anything pagan-based growing up at all. Everything was taken by my mother, thrown out. Books, crystals, doesn't matter where. If it's something she did not like, it was gone. She would go into my room and throw it out my whole entire childhood until I moved out when I was 19. And then maybe about 3 years ago, I realized that, wait, hold on. I'm living in my own house with my own rules, with my own life. Why shouldn't I start incorporating paganism into my home, not just trying to like keep it in one spot? So then I got really excited and started looking at things, purchasing things, and subscription boxes was one of the easiest way to acquire some magical items without directly looking for them, which is kind of how the YouTube channel ended up starting being, and other things started up being. But now that I have some of the stuff, I don't do as much subscription boxes as I have done before. Before, I also did The Witch's Way. I've done Goddess Provisions. I've done... oh gosh, there was another one. I've done a couple other subscription boxes. But it was really kind of like an opening for me, or an allowance for me, that I'm free to be a witch in my own house. Like, I know it might sound crazy to hear that, but I was very restricted to what I could do when I was younger. And now I was able to also share the subscription boxes with my viewers and my channel, which helped grow my channel and that sort of thing, which also ended up becoming why I keep getting subscription boxes, and it's fun. Now, in regards to what I use with all the items, a lot of them are consumables. So candles, herbs, teas, those disappear. You use them and they're gone. And I'm an active practitioner. I do rituals, spells, meditations, that sort of thing fairly frequently. So I go through candles fairly frequently. I go through herbs fairly frequently. I like to experiment with things. I like to help out my friends. And if it's something in a box that I don't need, but I know one of my friends might like, I share it with my friends. I've also done some giveaways with things in boxes before, and I also resold some items from previous boxes before, which I will be doing another Instagram story sale with some of the items in the past boxes that I've received. Some of the jewelry items, I think from Witch's Bounty, I'm going to be reselling because they're incredibly beautiful pieces, but some of them I just don't exactly feel connected to. So that's what I do with all the items. I don't stockpile them in a corner and just admire them. I use them. I incorporate them in my practice. I incorporate them in my work. So that's answering the previous questions. Let's see. How do you feel about Instagram crystal sellers that sell subpar crystals from China? I dislike it, but you can't really do a lot about it because a lot of the crystals do come from those areas. And unfortunately, it's become such a very vast and popular thing and a very common thing to purchase and resell that it's very difficult to stop. The crystals that I purchase, I like to do a little bit of research in regards to where they come from, but I also like to find things that are inexpensive as well. So it depends on who and what. There are Instagram resellers that I see like pop up on my Instagram feed or through like the stories and things like that. And sometimes they just don't have a good vibe. And I'm just like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to sell crystals? Like, I feel like they're tainting the crystals with their, I don't know, negative energies or whatever the case may be. So you really have to kind of find and see those people who are doing it specifically for like the money, and some people who are specifically doing it for, I don't know, helping out others. So it depends on your feelings and how you respond to that. Like, there's goods, there's bads, there's in betweens. I can't exactly be super for it, and I'm not super against it, and it just really, really depends. I know that's a very vague answer, and I'm sorry. Let's see. We live 2 miles beyond the end of the world, so nothing local. And yes, Crystal Essential Chi is fabulous. Yes, she does really good. Essential Chi on Instagram. She does sell crystals, but she finds like proper sources, and she sells really good quality crystals. I have a couple crystals from her. I've done, I think, 2 unboxings from her as well. from Essentially Chi. And I've done another unboxing from Cetera Stones. And Issy, you want to come up here? You're being all odd. You want to come and cuddle, or you gonna? Okay, then you just hang out there then. Cetera Stones, she also does Instagram live sales and Crystal Council. I've had good experience with those. Let's see. The Crystal Bible, yep. Since meeting you, I'm getting more and more curious about using crystals to help with migraines. That would be a great thing. I have chronic migraines, and unfortunately, the using crystals has not worked for me. So it might work for you. I know people it has worked for wonderfully. Maybe I'm just not doing it in a practice that is beneficial to me, because there's different ways. But crystals have not really helped my migraines, unfortunately. I think my migraines are more chemical based in my brains that require other things. I have bipolar disorder and I have ADHD, so the chemicals in there don't work the way that they're supposed to. And crystals have a little bit of a limit to our neurology. But I would definitely recommend you trying it, and if it works for you, absolutely. I know a lot of people that it has worked for. Let's see. Try blue lace agate for migraines. Yes. Hi, the universe within 77. Welcome to my chat. I hope so. I really hope that you enjoy. Someone said, I love your video and streams calm energy. You're so sweet and so beautiful. This seems like such a safe and caring community. Yes, everybody on here is a beautiful soul, and I hope it stays that way, and all of you are just amazing. What else? Oh, this thing just skipped. No, where did it go? Where did it go? I lost so much of the chat. Hold on. Give me one moment to go back to where I was, because it just jumped. Okay. Yes. So Jillian Dever, I got to meet Jillian, and then got to meet Mary, her mom, and then got to meet her brother when I was up in Michigan. We did a little vacation with my husband and I put out a poll to just like meet up with people if anybody wanted to, and they stopped by, and it was just an amazing experience to see you guys face to face. It was beautiful. I have a little bit of a vlog coming up in regards to that, and they all said hi on the vlog, so it was great. Since I did it in Michigan, maybe I could do like, I don't know, a coffee date in Massachusetts. I don't know if anybody could be interested in. I'm going to put up a little poll thing. Oh no, we are not going on a walk right now. I have buttons for my dog that have like certain commands, and she just pushed walk, and well, it is 10:30 p.m. and I'm sorry for your little snoot, but we're not doing a walk right now. You want to come up and cuddle? You could come up and cuddle. What else? Sometimes crystal books. I did get a new crystal book from a subscription box. I forget what it's called. I think it's Scott Cunningham's Crystals, Metals, and Minerals. I have not looked into it. Let's see. Do I like to use runes? Yes, I do like to incorporate runes, but I use them more as sigils, less of a divinatory type of practice. I don't have enough practice with them using as like a divination tool, but I definitely use the Celtic runes. I think they're Celtic runes. I'm not sure. Celtic runes for like a sigil type of based magic. Let's see. The Moonology cards, yeah, I like those cards too. Hello, Tess. Juliana asked, do you need a mentor to teach you how to use tarot cards? I don't know. I never had a mentor. I taught myself. There's a lot of online resources, and the booklets teach you in a lot of ways. And tarot cards can be read in a traditional sense, and tarot cards can be read more of an interpretational sense. They're basically there to help you figure out stuff that's going on and help prompt your mind to kind of think about your questions in a slightly different perspective that you currently have. So you absolutely don't need to have someone guiding you, someone teaching you, someone telling you what to do. You need practice in using them and connecting with them. At least that's been my experience, so I'm biased towards it. Let's see. Get all my crystals from Amazon and tarot decks. TJ Maxx is where I bought several pieces of crystals. Yeah, I mean, those are great places. Vivianite. Oh, Vivianite is beautiful. I love its colors. My mom says she seems drawn to the energy of certain green rocks or crystals. That could be very much it. Look up associations for green and see if maybe she needs to work something in related to that particular wavelength of color, because colors have their own meanings and representative things as well. Let's see. I wanted to get a rune set, but I didn't have much money, so I got those cheap glass rocks and used a Sharpie in it to draw the runes. Absolutely! That is a great, great way to do it. I've tried doing that with Sharpie. I don't know if it was the Sharpie that I was using or not, but when I was like using them in my hands, they tend to kind of rub off or come off. I hope you are using a better Sharpie, but what I did instead is I took nail polish and I used a little brush with nail polish and did that on the runes, and it stuck a lot better. So that works too. It doesn't like come off as easily as some of the markers do, but maybe you used a different marker, and I hope your marker stays, perfectly. Yes, Moonology is, I really do like working with that deck now. Let's see. Someone says, OMG, that would be so fun, LOL, but understand. I don't know what that means. I love Heart and Honey. I got one of their boxes. It actually had a mystic theme. Cool! I'm brand new to all of this, but have always felt pulled towards it. It all starts with asking questions and finding answers for them, or trying to look for answers for them. I can't keep up. I don't know what that's for. Let's see. Sorry, off topic, but do you ever want children? Or what are your thoughts? Hope I'm not being offensive. Sorry, just think you'd be a wonderful mama. Thank you. My husband and I currently do not want children. Based on my past health and situations, I might not be able to have children. Honestly, that doesn't exactly impact me as of right now because I don't want them. So I don't know. I have a fur baby. I have 2 fur babies. I have Solstice and I have Lila. That is enough for me. 3 babies if you count my husband. Let's see. I use them all the time. They are spot on. Nice. Test. I have about 20 different decks and Oracle decks. Cool. I have a good collection too. The what to do with them would be a great video. I do have that coming up at some point. You see, I have this issue where I literally have a list of about, I think maybe roughly around 120 video ideas that I want to do, not including unboxings. But getting to them takes a while. And I always completely underestimate the time it takes for me to plan it out, record it, do it, edit it, and post it. And I think I could do it all in maybe like a day or 2, and it usually takes me much longer. So then I end up being behind the schedule of what I set up my own schedule to be. And so I just need to learn how to perceive time better, if that makes sense. So I do have a video hopefully coming up on that as soon as I can get it out. Let's see. let's see what else. The Witch Casket from UK, good for beginner witches. Nice. Oh, there's people chatting within the chat, so I'm trying to pick and choose which ones are addressed to me. What about your subscription box? When is your next box going out? So I'm not doing a box for November. There will be a box in December, and I haven't put out the theme yet, but I will tell you the theme. It's going to be Home and Hearth, and it will be up for purchase maybe at the end of this month, definitely at the beginning of next month. Like the first of the month is going to be up the latest. So there's no box for November. My own boxes. I have my own monthly mystery boxes that I do for my Etsy shop. They're called Enchanted Energies. And I have my own stationery packs called Enchanted Thoughts that I also do from my Etsy shop. And I will have them available for next month because there is nothing for November because I have exams at the end of this month and I need my focusing power in exams. So thank you for asking. Bone and Steel box? Yes, that's a good one too. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yes, I do Bone and Steel as well. Books and more books can never have enough. I agree with you. I have quite a few that are on my to-read list and quite a few that I have read. And there's just something so wonderful about collecting books and just like looking at them on your bookshelf. I don't know about you, but it brings joy to my soul to see books. Books and notebooks and stationery and crystals. Yeah, I simple things. Bye, Celestial Sisters. Let's see. What else? Oh, nice. Your own Book of Shadows. That's awesome. What else? I jumped again. Guys, I'm sorry that I keep staring out in the corner over here, but I'm trying to see which ones are let's see. Oh, I'm glad Jessie said that essential oils are helping her migraines. That's awesome. Have I worked with the Fae? Not exactly. Not exactly as in invoking their energies or trying to actively work with them. I know that I have Fae that live in this bushel here of plants. So I have a table of plants here, and they are most active early spring and late fall. And I feel like that's their like move in or move out season. And they harass my dog and cat. And I've caught a couple glimpses off of like we have security cameras inside the house, and you could see on the occasion like a sparkle or something. Like if my cat starts, they chase her tail pretty much, and she runs and tries to like get at the tail. And on occasion on like the security cams, I would catch like a brief glimpse or like a sparkle that like confirms that she's being harassed by the Fae. But I've never had any issues with them. I've never had any problems with them. I just feel their presence, and when I start feeling them like moving in like they did, I believe, like last month, when their energy's a little bit more prominent, when they like my plants for some reason. I just give them a little bit of honey, and I'm just like, please don't cause mayhem in my house. And that's pretty much my only experience with the Fae. Let's see. It says take magnesium 500 milligrams for migraines. A doctor told me that. A doctor told you that specifically for you, for a medication recommended by your doctor for your individual person. That same medication, same dosage, or same thing will not be the same for everybody else. So I would highly not recommend you recommending any direct type of medications to anybody, please, because it doesn't exactly work for everybody, and people might be on other medications and it could interfere with other things that are going on with their life, and you just don't want to be responsible for that. So I would please advise you not to inform that type of stuff for people. Let's see. The Book of Stones. Ooh, I've heard about that one. I think it's on my list to read. Is it possible that crystals and scents and herbs vary person to person, such as how they attract a person? I would say yes, even as much so as seeing different colors. Like, for instance, the way that I see green might not be the way that you see green. In a similar sense, so the way that you perceive a certain crystal's energy, another person might not perceive it in the same way. For example, even different crystal shapes and formations. So, for example, I love labradorite. Labradorite is beautiful. I love the crystal. I have quite a few pieces, but for some reason, anytime the labradorite is in a crystal like heart shape, I cannot stand it. The energies just do not feel right. So, other people might love it. They might love that shape. They might love that crystal, particularly in a heart shape, because they resonate more with that energy. And that's absolutely normal and absolutely okay, because everybody is very, very unique in their own vibrations and their own energies. And different people need to work with different items, different ingredients, different correspondences, and different things at different times in different places. And there's no right or wrong directly. And it's not like a one size fits all type of situation. So, absolutely, you can sense a crystal in one way, and for instance, your best friend might sense it in a different way, and that's okay. Neither of you are right, neither of you are wrong. It's just how you're interacting with its energies at that time. You can also change in how you interact with a crystal as time passes. For instance, something happens in your life, you change, something as simple as time passes, and the way that you perceive that crystal 5 days ago versus today might be different already, or the way that you perceive this crystal now versus a couple years from now is also going to be different because your vibrations change, that sort of thing. Let's see what else. Learning tarot for the past 7 months. Awesome. Thank you. It says that was a great way to explain tarot cards. Thank you. Let's see. I use dowsing rods and pendulums, and I have a few crystal balls I've received gifts. I am an empath light worker and have psychic abilities. Awesome. There was a question on my Instagram with my favorite divination tools. My favorite divination tool is, let me show you. Notebook and pen. It's called automatic writing, and it's also a form of meditation where you just literally write or draw or doodle or whatever the case may be. You just open up yourself to writing. I've talked about this before, but that is my absolute favorite form of divination, and it could be done anywhere. It sucks when I'm in class, for instance, and I feel a really big urge or something that I need to connect with or feel with or do something with, because it sometimes just comes to me. So instead of listening to my teacher's lecture, I'm writing and doodling completely other things when I get home and like start to interpret it. It like makes sense afterwards, but at that time it's just like, what the heck is happening? Anyways, so that's my favorite form of divination. I also love tarot cards. I love different types of tarot cards for different things, which is why I have a little bit of a collection. For example, I like incorporating the different artworks. Different artworks have like different vibes, at least for me. Oracle cards are great, that sort of thing. So those are like my top 3-ish for divinatory type of tools. Pendulum. I also really like working with pendulums. Yeah. Let's see. What happened to the other kitty? Okay, so I did have a different cat that I took in from my grandma. I named her Raya. We had her for about 4 months, and she was very aggressive and very violent towards my other cat, Lila. And it wasn't just from them being in the same room and like meeting. She would actively seek out Lila to attack her pretty much. And they would get in fights, and I didn't feel like it was safe for either of my cats. And since I was going back to university and I was going to be on campus and not home as often, I thought it would be best to find her a different home. So no more Ryu. Let's see. Good beginner topics to research. Anything. I know that's extremely broad, but that depends on what you're interested in. Are you interested in divinatory work? Then I would suggest finding a divination tool that you're interested in and diving deep in it. Are you interested in astrology? Is that something that draws to you? Then research things on astrology. I wouldn't say there's anything particular beginner friendly, but there's always more depth to each and every topic that you can get into if need be. If you are just brand new into this realm of spirituality, learning yourself, your energies, and meditation, I would think is a very, very important way to start, at least learning how you interact with your own environment, how you interact with yourself, with your minds. Again, shadow work plays into that as well. But if you're curious to start and you don't want to feel overwhelmed, pick one topic and start looking into it. And I'm sure once you find that one topic and you start looking into it, then you'll find something else related to that topic and you'll branch off and look into that, and then it'll just going to go in a million directions, and it'll be so fun because there's so much information out there. Let's see. Yeah, same. So many video ideas in so little time. Okay, I'm very behind in reading this stuff here. Can crystals keep me from losing any more subbies? I'm new on YouTube and have gone from 22 to 20. Don't be sad about losing subscribers. Every time that I see my number go down, I say they left for their own reasons, but I will have 3 more people replace them. So that's kind of been my, I don't know, view on when my number goes down. It's crazy what my number is at now, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to chat with all of you wonderful people here. But don't feel sad about that. They're not meant to be there, and that's absolutely okay. And the people that are meant to be there will find you, and they will be there. I hope that helps. Let's see. Hi, Lourdes. Good night to you, Lady Dazed. Let's see. Oh no, it jumped again. Oh gosh. This is frustrating. Okay. I think I'm catching up. Let's see. Jillian and Mary, thank you for being so active in my chat. I love you guys. It was very nice meeting you. Jesse said, love looking at books on shelves, crystals too, all the good things. Yes. Right now, my office is very in front of a bright window, which gets light very frequently. So the crystals that I display can't exactly be photosensitive crystals. So I can't display a lot of them, like just out and about. And I'm just dreaming for a dungeon-like place where I can just have things lined with shelves and books and crystals and yeah. But that room is great for plants. There are plants all over the place, so I'm happy with that. Say, how do you know if you have fae? My cat seems more skittish than normal for a cat, always darting around with her eyes and chasing nothing. That might be a good symbol of you having fae. My experiences with them is they love to mess with my animals. Absolutely love to mess with my animals, but not all the time. Like I said, they kind of have their like move in, move out times sort of thing. So they're going to be a lot more active now during winter time. I would say try maybe meditating in the area that you are with and try to see if you sense any other energies or any other entities or that sort of thing. Try to talk to them. Like I said, the only thing that I say is like I put out honey on occasion, be just like, please don't cause mayhem in my house. Here's some honey. They do like honey. So I feel them positively reciprocating to that. There was one time that I felt like they requested a crystal. I was doing a crystal unboxing and I was very drawn to putting a particular or crackle or a quartz by the plants there. And I'm just like, okay, you guys want this? Have it. So you just need to be a little bit more open or willing to kind of talk to them and just speak. Just communicate and talk with them. They might respond, but you have to listen with more than just your ears, if that makes sense. I don't know how best to explain it. I just sense it. Do you incorporate Greco-Roman gods, goddesses into any of your work? No, I don't work with any deities directly. I've studied some. I definitely respect them and their energies, but I do not call on deities for any of my workings. Let's see. The smell of books is divine, especially like a fresh, brand new book when it's still like crackly to open the pages. Book porn right there. Cherokee, you always talk to a doctor before you take anything. Yes, thank you. Let's see. How do you use herbs in your practice? Also, any tips on using a cauldron and for what? So I have discussed herbs earlier on in this video. I went to a bit of a detail in regards to the herbs that I use, actually right at the start. That was one of the questions asked. And using a cauldron. So a cauldron is a steel pot, pretty much, that you can use whatever you use steel pots for. I have a, how do I put it? It's not a cauldron. It's not directly a cauldron. It is a makeshift cauldron. It's actually a Japanese like ramen pot type of thing, but I really like it because it has its own stand with like its own light. And you can cook herbal remedies in it, make potions, combining things. For example, combining different oils, heat is usually better for that, and you can use a cauldron for that. You can use a cauldron to hold charcoal and burn incense. You can use charcoal to cook and boil down herbs into a water to create like a potion type of thing that you can use as like a body application or an application in spells or application for plants and stuff, combining moon water and other things. And if anything like adding in the element of fire into those energies as well. So it could be used for a lot of things, but it's pretty much an overrated pot. Before I got the little like pot thingy, the Japanese thingy, I just used my stovetop with a smaller pot for all the stuff that I needed to use. So they're not fully necessary if you can do it in your kitchen. I mean, it's cool to have a very aesthetic and pretty cute cauldron thing, but it's not necessary. If you can boil it in a pot in the kitchen, that works just as well. But don't burn charcoal in your kitchen pot. Find something else for the charcoal. Let's see, what else? Fae are what are referred to as the fairies. Oh no, it jumped. Why does it jump? God darn it. Don't have much more to offer. I'm still learning. Fae are fairies. Some don't like to call them fairies because that really brings in like the childhood memories, the childhood associations with like Disney and stuff like that. So fae are the fair folk, they're entities, they're energies, they are like nature, earth based entities. I'm trying to find a proper way to describe them. They're magical beings of the earth. It's like an earthly energy personified in a fae. So they don't look as cute as like Tinkerbell would. Their images portraying, if you look at real images portraying fae, they're very like leafy and woodsy looking, which is why I'm saying that they're very forest-like embodiments of energy. Is that right? I don't know. Let's see what else. Oh, I love that quote. It says, I'd rather have unread books on my shelves than no books at all in my home. Yes. Let's see what else. I know. Betty Boop just said, I started studying tarot at the beginning of the pandemic and then started branching off to so many other topics of study. There's truly not enough hours to study everything. I know. If I could just spend my days in books and readings and studies with tea, which reminds me, I forgot my tea. This was supposed to be a witchy tea and chat. There hasn't been any tea. But I would love to just study things and learn things. I've done automatic writing. It's cool when you get messages. I've done table tipping as well. I haven't heard of table tipping. What is table tipping? Western modern astrology, Love March, and McEvers. Nice. Let's see, example, I'm seriously drawn to blue, sapphire, mint, or eucalyptus. I need help figuring out how or why I'm drawn to these things. Anyone have any suggestions? Start studying up on the color blue and meditating with it. A lot of like those associations could be brought forth with you kind of just, how do I put it? If you just stop actively thinking on it and start sensing it. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly. So don't overthink trying to connect with the color or the things that you're drawn to. Just start holding it and just looking at it without thinking too much on it. And a lot of connection and a lot of understanding will come from that type of meditation. That will be a good place to start. Somebody asked, are you going to do any more videos with your husband? It was so fun to watch y'all. He's shy. I have a couple vlogs coming up. He is in a couple of my vlogs, but he's still a little bit uncomfortable in front of the camera, which I understand. It took me a while to get comfortable with the camera too. But if I get sent Bone and Steel, then yeah, he's definitely going to be part of it because the bone and steel gets sent to him, which is pretty cool that he gets to benefit from some of the stuff. Definitely. I always love incorporating him into my videos, but it depends on his comfort level and what he wants to do. I don't want to force him into anything, and I never will force him into anything. Excuse me, miss. Don't kick me out of the way. But if he wants to, yeah, of course. He's always welcome. Let's see. What else? More videos with my handsome husband. Oh, he's the favorite, isn't he? Oh goodness, what else? Oh, it jumped again. I swear, each time I move the mouse. Fae is an umbrella term for the elemental beings. Yes. I like to work with elementals. Ice is part of water or earth element. Some books said it's part of water, but some books said ice is earth element. So ice is, in my opinion, water and air, especially if you look at it chemically. Water in general is kind of connected to earth regardless. So water and earth go hand in hand, and then air and fire go hand in hand. But I would say that ice is it's a crystalline formation of hydrogen and oxygen, which is water and air, which embodies the energies of water and air. Maybe that's too scientific to think of it, but that's how I would perceive it. Let's see. Lots of questions. Definitely need guidance. This community might be able to help. I don't know. With elements and directions, yes, I like working with elements and directions as well. I prefer to invoke elements into my workings versus deities. I think it's a lot easier, and they seem to be a lot more favorable to work with, and you don't have to deal with a personality of a deity, at least in my opinion. Let's see. Yay, I'm glad you're enjoying this group, Tess. Bye, Jessie. Hope you have a good night as well. What is your favorite witch movie? Mine is Practical Magic and Hocus Pocus. Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter. There's been tea on your end, Jillian? Well, lucky you. Yay, I'm glad you find a group you can talk about these things. I'm part of a book club, and we just started to read Manifestation Magic by Elhom Leifer. Cool. That's awesome. Have a good night to anybody who's leaving. What are your thoughts on people being empath? As an empath myself, it's exhausting. It is very exhausting, and you really have to learn how to protect your own energy, and you really have to learn boundaries, which I'm still learning and still struggling with. Here, I have this, I don't know how to put it, personality, energy type that really draws people towards me. I've been told that by many people. I have experienced that. And my first day on campus, university, this semester, I literally had 3 people, never met them in my whole entire life, come up to me and tell me their whole entire life story and cry to me. And I, talk to them, console them, and that sort of thing. But at the end of that school day, it was too much for me. I didn't know what happened. And I realized that I went in, being very focused on school and studies and that type of work. And I realized that I didn't do enough preparation on my own energies to kind of like protect myself and my own being. That was a very exhausting school day. So I started carrying with me malachite and quartz crystal and trying to almost set up like a barrier, not exactly something that I won't be approachable, but more open to kind of people coming and like dumping their feelings up onto me, if that makes sense. Let's see. So those are my thoughts on being an empath. You really, really need to learn your energies, your limits, and that sort of thing. Timothy has tea as well. Lucky you. Good night. Okay. Oh, jumped again. I give up. Let's see. Harry Potter movies. Yes. Which house are you, Elena? What house do you think I am? I put out that question a couple times and I get a lot of mixed answers. So guys, what house do you think I am in Harry Potter? Let me know. Oh, I definitely like the books the best. I was never able to get into the Harry Potter books, like reading them by hand, when I was younger. They seemed overwhelming when I was younger. So I listened to all of them via audiobook and I just loved it. I would get so lost in the story and like completely forget what I was doing. So I definitely love the Harry Potter books in general. The books are better than the movies, absolutely. But if you don't want to read the whole entire thing, audiobooks are amazing. Let's see. Which Etheria is Ravenclaw. I'm learning and it's draining. Thanks for your input. Yeah, it really is draining being an empath. Let's see. Guillermo said, recall correctly, if that I am a Slytherin. Yes, I am a Slytherin. I get Hufflepuff and then I get Ravenclaw on occasion, but I am a Slytherin house. Table tipping is laying your fingers on a table with others and asking questions. The table will tip from side to side. We call out the alphabet and yes, no questions to get answers. It's a seance. Ooh, that's really interesting. I think most likely the reason why I didn't experience that is because I am a solitary practitioner. Sorry, give me one moment. Sorry, my I'm 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm okay. I think my PCOS decided to flare up. It's unhappy with me for some reason. Okay. Let's see. Oh, great. Slytherin too. Haha. Yeah. I'm sorry to repost this because I think it got zoomed past by the random auto-scrolling, but do you have tips on circle casting and how to know if you are an empath? Tips on circle casting. Let's see. So I don't think casting circles is necessary for every type of working, but if you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend it. You don't need to do the whole full elaborate you don't need to do the whole full elaborate thing of the circle ceremony in order to do workings. So the basics and point of doing a circle or casting a circle is to put up a protection between you and the outside energies. especially if you're doing a big type of ritual or a very in-depth type of ritual, which requires more energy or like more concentrating type of stuff. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble concentrating. Trying to ignore it. It's not going away. What else was I going to say? So you can kind of envision like being in a bubble kind of encompassing you if you like branch out your energy that you could do on your own without having to really invoke anything. But if you start invoking other energies, then it makes a tighter or like better barrier, so to speak. So I'm not entirely sure what exact tips you're looking forward to in regards to circle casting. What I did when all of my stuff was just contained to one particular room is instead of doing a circle casting within my working thing, I literally warded the walls in my room. So it was like a square casting type of thing where I protected the room that I was working in before I started doing all of my, I don't know what it's called, practitioner stuff, spells, rituals. Wow, sorry, my brain is like out the window at the moment. I'm gonna go get water. I'm gonna be right back. I'm okay. I am definitely okay, but I need to stand up and maybe grab a water or something. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm okay. So that's kind of my interpretation for a circle. If you have more specific questions, let me know in the comment. Let's see, what else? And how to know if you're an empath. So being an empath, you are able to pretty much take on the energies of that around you, be it people, be it animals, be it places, and you're a lot more sensitive to it. So there's also a psychological component to this as well. It has been studied and discovered that empathy or like being an empath or like a sensitive person is actually a psychological thing. But pretty much if you ever like walk into a room with another person and you're not talking to them, you're not interacting with them, you just walk into the room and you start to sense an emotion that you weren't feeling before or sense a feeling that you weren't feeling before. And then that other person exhibits signs that that is what their emotion is. For instance, if their back is turned towards you and you walk in and you feel joy and happiness and you're like feeling good or warm or something like that, and they turn around and be like, oh, I just got a card for my mom, look at this, and they're all happy, and you get a confirmation that those energies that you just kind of got like whacked in the face with are not yours, then you kind of know that you're an empath. That might be like an over exaggerated example, but that's kind of the sense. I don't know. Let me know if you have more questions in regards to that, or if maybe I didn't explain it properly. Let's see. Do you do most casting during new moon and full moon or throughout week / whatever? Incredibly new to this stuff, and most spells I've found say new or full moon. So I tend to pick and choose specific dates, celestial events, celestial happenings, astrological alignments, depending on what I'm working with or what my intent is and what energies I want to kind of invoke. So new moons are great for new things, new beginnings, setting new intentions, new goals, new prospects. And full moon is really good for that full power or achieving a full potential for something. So both are really great to work with, and it's a really great place to start. But there's also waxing moons and waning moons and crescents and gibbuses that also bring in their own energies and their own correspondences. And it all depends on what you need to work with. But you don't need to work with any of that. For instance, if you feel like you really, really need to do a grounding spell right now, then do the grounding spell right now. You don't need to wait for the stars to align, literally, in order to do a specific spell if you feel like you need to do a specific spell or a specific working. The reason that I tend to pick and choose my dates is because most of the things that I want to work with can wait, but there are times that, like for instance, grounding, like I need to ground myself, like right now. I would go and do a little ritual meditation or something like that, something close to the ground at any time of the moon phase. So those types of times are good to kind of enhance what you're working with, but they're not necessary to do what you want to do. It's like when you're cooking, you can add a ton of garlic or you can add a little bit of garlic. It's still going to be delicious. Maybe garlic is not a good example because the more garlic, the better. But, spices, it all. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good analogy. Anyways, moving on. Yes, empath, feel everything, even earth energies I pick up on. I don't go out in big crowds. I feel all people emotions. One thing I do to deal with my empath is meditation, a lot of grounding work. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Oh, thank you all for the good healing wishes. You said, so instead of casting a circle, can I just cast a square of my room? That's what I've done. Because before I started having, more room and more space in my home, I was very confined to just a small room and I needed to move around that room. And I couldn't exactly do a perfect circle as perfect aesthetics would recommend you to do. So what I did is you just need a protective space, protective barrier. Circle is traditional because it talks about doing like a cone of power, how it channels up and then channels down. But that would also work with a square, hexagon, rectangle, rhombus, whatever the case may be. You just need a protective layer around you. Let's see. Is there a way to tell if a family member has cursed you? Yes and no, depending on the curse and the depth of it and how far in lineage the curse goes. That's a topic that I'm not 100% familiar with, but if you sense a repetitive negative pattern that you super associate with a particular individual, then that might be, well, that's a red flag, but that might also be a, how do I put it? A prelude to finding out that you are cursed. There are meditations and confirmations that you're able to do, but I'm not 100% super confident to kind of share my experiences with it since I don't have much experience in it, if that makes sense. Sorry. Let's see. Thank you for all the healing energies. Also, with the empath question, you described that very well. I don't know if I'm an empath, but I'm trying to veil during my workings just to generally protect my energy. That's a great way to do it. Let's see. I use my intuition for most of my work. Absolutely. That is the best way to do workings, is to use your intuition, because most likely your intuition is telling you the right thing. Let's see. What's your favorite form of divination? I did talk about this earlier on in the video more in depth, but automatic writing is one of my favorites. Tarot cards, oracle cards, and pendulums. Veiling. Veiling is when you wear something to cover your head and your hair. It could be something as very simple as like a little cap, or something very elaborate as a beautiful scarf that will encompass all of your hair and all of your whole head and your whole hair. So it pretty much is, this is your crown chakra, which is the way of connecting to energy, and veiling helps to cover it and helps protect it. Your hair is also very sensitive to the energies, which is why some veilings encompass the whole entire hair. Let's see. Nope, no need to apologize. I know some people are popping in and popping out and that type of thing. Thank you all for all the healing energies. Speaking of healing energies, I would take all that I can get. I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I have an appointment tomorrow for an ultrasound. I have a tumor in my breast that got bigger over the past couple of months. So I have another imaging appointment tomorrow morning to find out how much bigger it got and if it needs to be removed. So fun things. What else? Someone said, do you have to cover all of your hair? Sorry if that seemed offensive. I'm not sure if that question is directed towards me or towards somebody else talking about veiling, but it depends on how you want to go about it and what feels most comfortable to you. I don't generally do veiling. I don't feel the necessity for myself individually to do veiling. Let's see. So I have a lot of hair, as you guys can see, and I really enjoy my hair, and I enjoy the connection that it brings to the earth, to the things around me. So I just am more cautious to when I interact with other people's and that sort of thing. But it all depends on what feels right for you. If you don't know what works for you, try different types of veilings and see what you like, what you prefer, what works best, and what doesn't work for you. It all depends. Oh, thank you all for all the well wishes. Thank you so much. You guys, my medical history is like eons long. It is insane. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have brought that up. Anyways, let's see if I skipped over any questions from the previous, from from Instagram. Wow, okay, words are hard. Let's see. Mary asked, who is one of your favorite people from Michigan? Mary, of course, you and your two beautiful children. Someone asked, what's your favorite type of divination? I have answered that. Anything planned for the full moon in Taurus? Taurus is a really good self-care type of moon to work on, which is what I'm planning. And it's also going to be a lunar eclipse. So depends on how you interpret that. You might be working with the energies a little bit differently. The way that I interpret it is the energies are a lot muted from the moon. So my plan is to not do anything overbearing and just meditate and breathe. Do a lot of breathing. Let's see. Oh, thank you all for the healing. Let's see. Someone else said, what to do with all the boxes? I answered that one. Future Enchanted Energy sneak peeks. So that's referring to my own monthly boxes. Sneak peeks. Well, I have one that I can kind of show, but you're not going to know what it's anything's about. So this is part of a prototype from our 3D printer that's going to be partially, part of it is going to be in the box, or like it is a portion of something that's going to be in the box for the next month's, for the December box. So this is a sneak peek. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Someone asked, when someone is purposefully trying to wreck your mood, how do you deal with that? Ooh, that's a tough one. I would evaluate how often and how frequently that individual deliberately tries to impact your mood, especially if it's in a negative way. And then I would evaluate how that person fits into your life at the moment and how your connection is with that individual. And if it's becoming a toxic type of, relationship, interaction, whatever the case may be. So if somebody on a constant occasion tries to disrupt your mood, your energies, whatever the case may be, confront them and ask them why. Or see if you can go about avoiding them until they don't do it. I don't know. This goes back to, in regards to my parents, or my mom mainly, and the light in my office just turned on. Okay. And in regards to her, like, energies impacting mine, I'm always very uncomfortable around her, especially in past histories of the whole spirituality stuff. So I tend to avoid her, which helps protect me and my own energies. And I'm not saying you should, completely cut that person out, but just evaluate the importance of them in your life and talk to them and confront them. And I have done that with my mom, but anyways, moving on. There's been more chats and stuff here. Have you experienced anything special during the Northern Lights? I have not, unfortunately. I know when I was there was supposed to be a Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights, up near Michigan. I didn't really sense much change. Let's see. That looks like part of a dream catcher. It is not a dream catcher. Moving on. Oh, thank you, Jillian, and thank you, Mary. Would you work with the sign the moon is in, or your moon sign? If you know what I mean. So, depends. If you are trying to do something within yourself, working with your own being, your own energies, something dealing with you personally, with you individually, then you can draw forth of the energies of the specific sun signs, moon signs, that type of thing, or use symbolism for it. If you're lucky, maybe the stars literally align and you're able to work with that exact energy, but you don't generally pull forth on your exact astrological happenings. You kind of take inferences from it and work with the energies of association with it. But in regards to doing like spells and rituals, in regards to like the current moon phases now, is if you're trying to do a spell now, or like as a spell currently. Hold on, there might be a better way to explain this. So, for instance, if I want to do a meditation of like setting new intentions, I would work with a new moon happening now versus just something that's in my chart. I think I explained that. Let me know if I explained that. Let's see. I so agree with walking away from toxic people. Life is too short for negative people. Yes, Kim, I agree. And sometimes it really hurts and you feel like you should be part of that person's life or that person should be part of your life. But in reality, they sometimes do more harm than good. So that was that question. Let's see what else we got. I responded to this one. I know you have a lot of crystals. Do you charge all of them at once? Ooh. And what are your future plans for YouTube? Well, that's a big question. I don't know. Wherever YouTube takes me. I kind of want to do a little bit less unboxing stuff, but still do some unboxing stuff. I want to post more like educational type of videos and more vlog type videos. That sort of thing. Oop, I'm getting chats pop up. Good night. Good night to all of you. And let's see. And do you do blood magic? That's kind of a question, but they didn't do a question mark. I assume that was a question. Yes, I work with all types of magics, and I work with blood magic. I don't think it's exactly a taboo topic to talk about. I think that was brought up in previous chats as well. But I work with all types of magic whenever it feels necessary for me to work with that type of magic. So crystals magic, divinatory magic, blood magic is one of them. It is just a form of energy for us to utilize. Let's see. Do you have any recommendations for how to even start communicating with spirit guides? There's so much info on this stuff, but don't quite get it. How to put it, how I started working with my spirit guides. A lot of them for my spirit guides has been through automatic writing. But the way you can start with working with your guides is, again, starting off with meditation and trying to open yourself up and directly ask a question. Directly ask a question to them, be like, hi, I'm looking to work with you. I'm looking to connect with my guides. How can I do that? Or when is the right time for me to do that? And try to do a divinatory type of correlation or connection with it. I would say try automatic writing since it's the most open-ended type of way and it could go in so many directions and you can learn a ton from it or you could learn nothing at all from it. Tarot cards can work as well. But also just doing something very simple and just letting your mind be open, or meditating and just letting your mind be open for any sort of signs, symbols, communications. Not exactly something that you'll hear. No one's gonna like lean in your ear and whisper like, "My name is Joe. I'm gonna be your spirit guide from now on." It unfortunately doesn't happen that way. It's more as in symbolism and like feeling connectedness. And once you do start feeling that connectedness, it's a wonderful sense knowing that you have energies looking out for you. So ask and listen a lot more than you ask. Let's see. Whenever you've seen the Northern Lights, like a special joy and happiness we get. I've never actually seen the Northern Lights. So I know that when I was up in Michigan, Northern Lights were happening and I tried to look out the window and see them, but we weren't in location to see them. So I've never actually seen Northern Lights. I don't know. Let's see. What do you do to get rid of negative energy? Clean and cleanse. Physically clean and spiritually cleanse. Spiritually cleanse can be done in multiple ways via herbs or crystals or light energy or incense or lots of different ways that you can spiritually cleanse, but also incorporate cleaning into physical. Also incorporate physical cleaning alongside with spiritual cleansing and that should help you. And as well as telling the negative energies to fuck off. That's also a really good way to kind of disperse things and start moving around the stagnant energies. Let's see. Thank you for having these open streams and videos. This is probably one of the first communities I felt comfortable asking questions. Aw, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you guys are participating. This is awesome. This is so much fun. Let's see. Yay, I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm very, very happy people are enjoying my videos, my streams, and I love receiving, all sorts of nice messages from people, which is very heartwarming and wonderful. And I just love all of you guys and all of this community that's been happening and that type of thing. So that was it for my whole table just moved. That was it for the questions on Instagram, and I've answered the one question that I had on the YouTube. Do you guys have any more questions for me, or shall I wrap it up? I think I caught up on the chat and that sort of stuff. This is fun. Yes, I absolutely agree. Like I said earlier, it's like I invited over a bunch of friends without having to clean the house. So I think this might be it for the chat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this because I don't see any more questions and stuff popping up. I try to do a live chat sort of thing every month or like once a month. Sometimes I do like a Zoom type of chat where people can hop on and I get to see your beautiful faces. It's not just me staring at myself in the computer screen. Anyways, so a couple times I have those types of chats, and a couple times I have these types of YouTube chats. The YouTube chats I tend to have the most people attend, so I think I might just stick to YouTube chats. I don't know. But I love sharing and my experiences and, I don't know, answering questions if I have answers to them. Let's see. So this is kind of a monthly thing. It has been a monthly thing for a little bit. I don't have an exact date. Maybe I can set a specific date or something like that. I do tend to do live streams. So I started doing live streams on when I set up my altar for like my little cubby altar. So those are going to be happening every month. Probably not for this month though, because the altar no, it won't be happening for this month because the altar that I had set up was specifically for my birthday and my own energies and that type of thing. So that's my current cubby altar, which is very, very personal, and that's not something I'm going to be sharing. So every month, around the beginning of the month, I do a little live altar setup thing, and I do a chat type of thing every month as well, except last month I didn't have it, but I've done it on like Zoom before. Like I said, I've done it on Google. I'm gonna keep doing them on YouTube because that's the most engagement I get, and people can rewatch it later. So yeah, it's gonna be a monthly thing. Let's see. All right, so good night, everybody. It is 11:38 p.m. here in Massachusetts, and I would like a nap. All right, so I love you all. Whether you're brand new, just joining, or been here for a while, you guys are amazing, and you keep me inspired, and you guys are wonderful. So kisses and hugs to all of you guys. Bye.